Hi, this is Laura with CoachMeLaura.com and At Your Service Mobile Notary. And today, let's chat about a commonly requested act from us called copy certification. So this is when the signer brings the document, they need it certified that it is a true copy, and they're asking for notarization. This is one of the only times we are performing a notarization, but there's no signature involved. And if you're in one of the 20 states that has this act, congratulations, you get to do it. There will be procedures involved. For instance, whether you need to make the copy or not, whether you need to keep a copy or not. There'll be certificate language for you to use that's specific to this. And there are restrictions for all 50 states, which is that vital records like birth certificates, death certificates, marriage certificates, or publicly recorded documents like real estate or court documents. These are documents we will not be making a certification of the trueness of the copy. And then what about the other 30 states that don't have the act at all? What do? Because we get the same request. So there is an option for the client, and the client can write a statement about the trueness of the copy, sign that statement, and then the notary can perform a notarial act like an acknowledgement or a jurat against the signature affixed to the statement. Now, that's all good and fine, but here's the issue. We don't know what the right kind is, and even if we think we do, that's not our job. Second of all, we don't know if the receiving agency will accept the signer self-certifying the copy rather than the notary certifying the copy. So some of us have called this copy certification by the document custodian. And what I want you to know is that's not a notarial act itself. That's a description of the process I just mentioned to you. So here's the deal. If they want to do the statement, you might find a pre-formatted certificate that has a place for them to write it out and then an acknowledgement or a jurat at the bottom of it. The problem is you better have a version for each because it's not your place to determine which is the right notarial act. As a matter of fact, the NNA stopped producing that back in 2015 for this very reason. So make sure that the client understands what they're doing. They might have to give a call to find out if it's acceptable. And now you have a way to take care of that request. Remember, you're not certifying the copy in this case, so you don't need to see the original. You don't need to make the copy. It's all good. Now, I bring this up for a specific reason. Yesterday, I had an assignment. I was asked to go pick up 6 passport copies that have been notarized, and now they need apostille work. So I went down there. Now 4 of them, I personally had notarized them myself a few weeks before. The other 2 were handled by a different notary a few hours away for people in another office. So I took a look at the 2 that I did not notarize, and sure enough, all that was on there was a jurat stamp with their seal of office. That says subscribed and sworn, but there was no signature from the signer on it, so it was done incorrectly. I needed to reject the 2 and let them know this needs to be redone so that there's a statement along with a signature that the notary can certify. Do you want to send it back and make the notary do it again? Do you want to wait till they're in the office the next time and I'll do it for you? What would you like? And so they chose to wait till they come in and I'll take care of that and then facilitate the apostille work after. You know, when we handle documents that are going to be apostille, that means it's being reviewed by the Secretary of State, our boss. Not only do they check, are we a valid notary, they review the notarization to see if we performed it correctly. So now your boss knows if you're not doing this correctly. So make sure you know what you're doing. Make sure you do it right so that when it gets to the Secretary of State, it's valid not only are you valid, but your notarization is, you will have saved your client time, money, frustration, because the Secretary of State doesn't give them back their money if it doesn't work, right? And it's taking time to get this going back and forth. So take care of your client. Good customer service means you know how it works. And if you're the second notary along the way, take a look at other work that's been notarized. And if you see it's not correct, speak up. It's not your job to fix it, but if you know that's not going to work, then say something. All right, I hope this has been helpful to you. And until next time, keep it safe.